Now let's continue with our form. How shall you deal with a text area like this one? How does this work? Well, let's go back to the form. And here is my text area. Unsurprisingly, it also works with vModel. So like this. Now I already have a note up there though. Interpolation between the text area opening and closing tag, like interpolating a test variable, does not work. Instead, you should use vModel to set a default value if you want to do this. Well, let's bind to message here, and of course I need to create a new property named message in my data field, therefore message. Now this could be a long text by default. I'll simply pick a short one, and you will see that this now pre-populates this message box here. So this is how you pre-populate it, and that's just important to keep in mind. You use vModel like with other input fields, but if you want to set a default value here, don't do it between the opening and closing tag of the text area. Use vModel for that, like you do it on other input fields. But with the text area having the opening and closing tag, you could think that you can access this between area here and use string interpolation there, and that will actually not work as intended. So make sure to not use this area and use vModel instead. So let me hook up my data field. Oh, and that should be, of course, the password of my user data. And then here, message shall, of course, output my message. And with that, we see how easy it is to now also see a new text here. And if I change that to a change text, something else, well, then we see, whoops, that it also updates down there. Now, what you also see is that it doesn't keep the line break, though. What if you wanted to keep that structure? What if you wanted to keep that line break and not convert it to a single line string like it does right now? Well, actually it does store it multi-line. I'm just not outputting it like this. But outputting it with multiple lines is as easy as adding a new style to my paragraph down there. And that's a normal style, nothing Vue.js specific. And here you want to set white space to pre. That's a CSS option which will keep your multi-line string. So as you can now see, I am keeping the line breaks now too. So it was a pure output styling thing, not something Vue.js messed up. It is stored as a multi-line string. That's important to understand and keep in mind. If you want to then send this to a server, let's say, and save it there, you can contain the styling or the formatting you have set up here. And with that, I basically mean adding line breaks in this default input field or default text area here.